I've been to Indonesia a few times, and then my husband and we had a wonderful time in Indonesia. And then about a year and a half ago, if I remember correctly, November 2020, I shared with the Indonesia group, and this is the second time. And I had a really good memory about sharing with you all last time. But you know what? I did not know that my experience, any experiences can be good. Before I knew God, before I knew His Word, when I look at my life, all the experiences, pretty much all the memories in my brain were not good. And I did not know that I could have good memory. So since I was young, I had very bad memories, painful memories, even memory that I was beaten. I mean, not really, really beaten, but whenever I did something wrong, my dad just pick up a stick, and then he would just hit me. Bad memory, painful memory. And sometimes I was humiliated. Bad memory. And many times I was so scared to death. It was a very painful memory. I was humiliated. I felt shame. And even when I was so hungry, but there was nothing to eat, and then I felt so sad. And then those memories. And even sometimes I wanted to talk to somebody, but there was no one. At the time that when I needed the most, there was no one. When I think about that moment, it was a painful memory. Although, and then also at the same time, I began to drink. If you remember, some of you remember, I was a heavy drinker. And then as I began drinking, and then many times I said something that I regret later. I behaved something that I regret later. All my bad memories. But the bad thing is I tried to not to remember these memories, because if I remember them, it would hurt me. And I didn't want to remember, but guess what? They would come back. When I do not want to remember, but they would come back again and again. And guess what? I did not know that at the time, that having self-pity, like self-pity means you feel so bad for yourself. I did not know that having self-pity is a sin. So many times, whenever I had these bad memories coming back to me, guess what I did? I would just think about them. I would meditate on them, and I would right away, I would feel so sad. And then I had self-pity for myself. I did not know that until I knew God. What I did not know is all these bad memories, negative memories, harmful memories, painful memories, although they can be right, but this remembrance come from, not from heaven, but from the earth, which means from the enemy of our soul. That is Satan. I did not know this. So whenever these memories come back, guess what? I was deceived, and then I just fall in again and again and again. But Psalm 62, verse 11 says, power belongs to God. But you know what? I am ashamed to share with you, but one time or many times, for many years, I was longing to have power. Do you know what kind of power? I wanted to be famous. I want that power. I want it to be rich. I want the power to be rich. And I want the power, and I want it to have a power to make my career look so wonderful, so great. I want it to have a power so that I will look good. And then people look at me and say, wow, look at Liana. I wanted to have that kind of power. But you know what? I was so ignorant. Later, I found out I don't need this kind of power. But you know what kind of power that I need? I need a power which belongs to God. So that whenever Satan brings all the bad memories from my past experience, humiliating experience that my parents or whatever, whoever did to me, I need a power to protect me from these bad memories. This power. And I can tell you, you know what? I was so bombarded. I was filled with this kind of bad and painful memories in the past. But now I can say this with you. All power belongs to God. So whenever, even now, if I'm not careful, bad memories, painful memories would come back to me, try to deceive me, and try to make me think that I am in a very bad situation. No one is, miserable like I am. But guess what? God helps us to remember that this thought does not come from Him. So whenever Satan tries, helps us, God helps us to remember, Liana, look at me. Look at the cross so that I will remove all these painful memories from you. And I can say with you now that freedom, real freedom, comes from Him. I do not know how many of you are still struggling with these painful memories that you had in the past, that the enemy actually made us to suffer. But you know what? Whenever you have another occurrence or remembrance from the past, please remember, God has power to make us be free. He has a power to set us free from any memories which is not helping us anymore. But you know what? When He gives us power, when He makes us free, the freedom that you and me experience, we cannot explain to other people. So throughout today, let us focus our eyes on Christ. And He has a power, because the true power belongs to God. May God bless each one of us. May God sustain us throughout today. Thank you.